Hi there, Dead Ideal Boy here, back with another video on the channel, and this time we've got an absolute, well, this race needs to be seen to be believed. This is what Gran Turismo 7 is all about. It's got a bit of everything, this race. So it's Daily Race A, we're at Bathurst, and it's in the Group 3 cars. Now, Daily Race A is a no DR SR race, so it could be carnage. Every time you come into one of these lobbies, you do not know what to expect, and all we hope for is a good clean race. And well, you're going to see what you get from this one. It's, like I said, it's no DRSR, so people can basically take liberties if they like, but we're trying obviously to hope that we've got a good clean lobby and that everybody is here for the right reasons. We're in the Toyota Supra, which is not a bad choice for this track. It's actually a very, very nice car to drive on the streets. It's got, power for days, but up and down the mountain it can be a little bit sketchy. It can be a little bit of a handful, but we're going to do our best to see if we can convert this P1 and pole position into a victory. So we've got Max Power on the back of us. He's in the Lamborghini. This guy is absolutely, he's a Lamborghini specialist. He can make this car do things that no other car can do. It needs to be seen to be believed, and believe you me, you're going to see some things in this race. So coming through the mountain for the first time, we're just going to try and keep it nice and tight. We've got to try just not clip the wall too hard. A little bit of a skim there, but down into this braking zone, this is a really difficult section to get right. You can see the back end just wants to get out, and you can lose a little bit of traction, which we did. If you keep your eye on that radar there, you can see basically we've got a Lamborghini glued to the back of us in the form of got Max Power. So as we're coming down the straight, it's going to be a big run up. I believe this is the Conrod Straight, and well, let's say that to you. If you want to subscribe, that would be absolutely fantastic, as I try to fend off got Max Power through this final sector. But yeah, if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely amazing, as we dream of the 5,000 subscriber mark. Unbelievable to say that when we started the year off with a little over 1,000 subscribers. So a big, huge, massive thank you to everybody who has supported the channel in one way or another. If it's liking a video, subscribing, the live streams, in the chat, we've even had donations on the live streams. It's all been a little bit surreal for me, this journey. So yeah, if you can find a way to support the channel through a little subscription, then go ahead and do it. But back to the race, we're going to come through here, the right hander for the second time now. The radar is as important right now as what you're seeing on track, because I had one eye on the track and one eye on the radar, and I just wanted to see that little blue triangle disappear from it, but I just couldn't shake him off. He was absolutely stuck to me. Now, like I said, through this section here, the Supra isn't great, and the Lamborghini is far more agile, so it was important to try and just keep things nice and tight, keep things consistent at least, if not particularly fast, but make the car nice and big, make it difficult to pass, because this is a track that only has very limited passing opportunities, but there are plenty of areas where you can make mistakes and give up those opportunities. So like I said, it's really important just to keep things nice and tight as we come into this braking zone. This is definitely, like I said, our worst sector of the track, but we do not a bad job there. We actually get a better exit than we did in the first lap, but look at the delta. I think it's been 2/10 for the entire race, and we've got Max again, like I said, absolutely glued to the bumper. Now normally I would probably skip ahead, but you can't take your eyes off this race here, because you can see here we've got the Lamborghini just trying to get past us on the left hand side, but he backs out, tucks back in behind, thinks better of it, and we both live to fight another day. And that's the thing, as we almost go off the track there, over the curb, managing to keep it just about straight, and we hold the inside line as we desperately defend, and again we're slightly off the track. Now there's only so much you can take in terms of pressure, and the Lamborghini in the form of Max Power is going to make the move up the inside, so fair play to him, absolutely brilliant. But he goes a little bit wide there, and we get back into the slipstream. Now you're going to see the difference in power now between that Lamborghini and this Supra. I thought about bumping him, but he was on the defensive line, and I thought, nah, let's just see what this Supra is capable of in a straight line, and it goes past the Lamborghini with ease as we head into the braking zone there, with a little bit of added speed from the slipstream, but we keep it tight and we keep it nice and smooth round there. Easily get the car to step out if you're a little bit, you know, aggressive, heavy-footed on the gas. But again, coming through the left-hander as we head up the mountain again for the third time. This is always a sector for me that's very, very, very sketchy at times. We could hear a little bit of a wall scrape there. I think that was Max behind us, maybe pushing a little bit too hard. But again, look at that delta. It's just not shifting. There's not been more than 2 or 3 tenths for this entire race. It's absolutely, you know, it's absolutely intense. Trying to keep your concentration for those levels, and we drop down into second gear now. You've just got to watch it doesn't step out as we flick it back up into third, trying to get a drive down into the hairpin. Again, you've got to be patient here. It's all about not going too early on the power. Again, we do not too bad a job, and all of a sudden we've actually got 4 tenths. It feels like a huge gap now compared to what we've had in the last couple. As we have a look back there, you can see it's actually what feels like breathing space for this race, but it's actually back down to a couple of tenths already as Max picks up the slipstream. So we know that he's not going to get past us in that car from there, so we're comfortable going into this turn. We make the left-hander and make sure we don't run as wide as we did in the last lap, just using the curb to keep the car in a line. And now we're going to drop down, still having to go defensive though as Max thinks about the move round the outside. Is he going to get it? We're giving him the space. Side by side stuff, and there's a little bit of contact there as Max kind of lost it a little bit. I think he just clipped into the side of us. I'm not sure if it was my fault or his fault, but either way we're both still in the race and we're both still pointing forward, because I think we've dropped just about everybody else on the track at this point. And we've got some fast guys in here, because the guy in P4, he's a World Tour driver, Jose Brea, so we know he's got pace, but he's maybe been caught up trying to get through the pack as he was trying to come from the back, and it's just left me and Max out on our own. Now, we're not doing particularly quick lap times at this point, because it's really all about finishing first. It's a race, it's about just getting the job done, and with a lap and a half to go now, just about, it's really about who can keep their car in front. Again, moving up through the mountain, taking some nice lines here, and yeah, absolutely no problem with that left-hander, flicking it up. Not to should have probably went up to 60, but we keep it in 5th. But you can see the gap now, it's opened up. We've got a massive gap now, a second to Max Power. He maybe had a little bit of an issue, which is good for us, so surely we can convert this into an easy win now. Surely all we need to do is nail this hairpin and get this Supra moving down the straight and keep him well out of the slipstream. But we don't get the best of exits here, and all of a sudden you can see he's absolutely nailed that, and he's got that delta back down to 6 tenths and well within us, you know, the powerful slipstream range. And my brief moment where I thought we had the race under control is all of a sudden back to being a sweaty one. We come into the braking zone there, a little bit hot, so drop it down into second, just about hang on there, but that's given Max again a little bit of a sighter, and he's nailed that sector again. And all of a sudden I'm expecting him to appear. There he is in the radar. It's just one of those races, just couldn't break away. Now we do a little bit of a better lap there than we had previously as we head into the final lap now. This is crucial. Can we get a good exit? We get not a bad exit, but not a good enough exit to get away from him. But we know we've got the power here, but we're going to go defensive anyway. We're going to try and just hold this line as we move over now to the left hand side. Fastest lap, first sector here as we come into the braking zone. We just run a little bit wide here and get on the power, and we off the wall. Now this is crucial because Max now has the opportunity to go up round the outside, but he's not quite got the power to get past. But we've got to give him space. We give him all the room in the outside there, and he's still there. He's still got his nose in, so we've still got to keep giving him space as we just slide up the wall. We've got to back off now, and all of a sudden, for the first time, we now think this race might be beyond us as he makes an absolutely power move up the mountain. So he comes round the left-hander, but this is unreal. He slides round. We've got nowhere to go. Massive contact. I have no idea what's happened to him behind us. We somehow make it through. I was praying that the ghosting gods would help us out there. They didn't, so huge contact. Thankfully we don't get a penalty, but looking at the delta, it looks like he's still pointing in the right direction as we make an absolute mess there coming out of the hairpin. We have to drop it all the way down to first. We've lost all our momentum, and all of a sudden we have no room for error. And I don't know how Max held that slide and turned it into being back on our bumper, but unbelievably Max has decided he's not going to go for the move. He's given us a little bump. Now I'm wondering if that's him just sort of teeing us up going into the final sector to make a move as we get on the power. Don't want to run wide here, we're going to have to go defensive, but Max is, yeah, looks like he's a little bit too far back. Any last corner heroics coming up as he comes right on our bumper again, and we're going across the line in first place and take the win. What a race. That was a fantastic race to be involved in. It was edge of your seat stuff. Couldn't take my eye off that delta or the radar, and trying to keep it on the road was something else. You can see in the chat we have a little bit of good natured talk. Max actually apologised for his slide where he crashed into us. You can see I'm actually typing a message just saying no worries. It was hilarious watching you hold that slide for so long. Yeah, it was a shut your eyes moment for me, just hoping that I wouldn't absolutely kill him and hope that I wouldn't pick up a penalty for it. So it was just fantastic. But if we look at the replay here, you can see in the race that this was the section that made all the difference here. Look at the respect that both of us show, and if only all races could be like this. This is a really, really difficult track to go too wide, and we hold too wide for so long there, but we both understand who has the advantage at the corner and when to back out. So you can see I just knew I had to back out there because I knew it would be impossible for him to get us enough room and we would end up in the wall. He gets a little bit out of shape there, but this is the moment here. Watch this for a bit of car control. He actually holds this slide so well, and there you go. There's the contact, and we actually straightened him up absolutely perfectly. So yeah, it worked out well for him in the end. You can see from my perspective here, we've ran wide, we've given him the run, but you can see there he backs out. He knows that too wide is very difficult for both cars to hold, but yeah, it was just a fantastic piece of driving from Max there to give us the room, and we reciprocated and gave him plenty of space back. And like I said, I thought the race was gone at this point. I knew we would have a chance maybe on the straight, but it looked like he was getting away from me until this absolute power slide. And it was one of those, you're going full throttle, you can't back out, you've just got to hope that the ghosting gods will work in your favour, and although they didn't, the race did. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that one, and you liked the video, and like I said, give us a little subscribe. So thanks again for watching. Thanks to everybody who's supporting the channel. We enjoyed the live stream yesterday or the day before, depending on when this video goes out. And yeah, it was just fantastic seeing you all in chat, and hopefully we'll have a few more of those to come. But yeah, have a great weekend everybody, and I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.